I'm going to do a review, a real quick review on Hunter Specialties Butt Out 2. This is the second one they came out with. It has a little, I guess for lack of a better term, a splash guard on it for when you're inserting it into the deer. Hopefully it'll keep a little bit of stuff from coming out on your hand and keep you a little cleaner. So what I did, there's two different ways really that I found work well. One of them is to have a zip tie with you, and I'll show you in a minute when I show you how it works. And the other one is to, when you pull out that anal cavity, when you pull that out and the intestines come out, is to tie the intestines themselves off. That can get slippery, and depending on the gloves you're using or what temperature it is outside, or if you're muddy, you know, what have you, it can be difficult to manipulate the intestines like that and get them tied off. So that's why I prefer a zip tie. So I suggest using a zip tie when you go out to the field. So once you take your deer, you've harvested your deer, before you gut your deer, you just come up, and then this sock right here is going to represent, the black sock's just going to represent the outside of the deer. This is what you're going to be looking at from behind the deer. This is going to be the anal cavity of the deer, which is where the butt out comes in. So what you'll do is, just like you would normally, you know, you're getting ready to field dress your deer, so you're going to lay it on its back, you're going to spread its legs open, and then you're coming to the rectum, and then you're going to very slowly push this inside until you get that splash guard firm up to the skin of the deer. And when I do this, sometimes you got to nudge it a little bit when you get in, otherwise it'll come out a little bit. So you get it so it's just flush up against there. Then what you do is you start giving it a little twist slowly until you feel it kind of have a little bit of tension. Once it has a little bit of tension, you know those hooks that are inside of there have grabbed that membrane on the outside of the wall, and you're going to have a little bit of traction. So once you feel a little bit of tension, then you want to give it a half turn, and then that's going to make sure that it really knots it up and it has a good grip on it. And then you're going to slowly, if you can see that, you're going to slowly pull that out, just like the product says. Butt out is literally what you're doing. You're going to pull that out, and you're going to get maybe 6 to 8 inches or so. I really wouldn't go much more than that, otherwise you could tear it. And this is where I was telling you that comes in. You can either grab a hold of it, take your butt out, try to tie it in a knot, and deal with that headache, or you can do what I like to do, is you take your butt out, and then with your other hand, you just bring your zip tie around. Oops. Bring your zip tie around, and then this is all going to be full of little, you know, deer treats. So what you're going to do is you're going to bring your zip tie around with your butt out, keeping this outside of the deer's cavity, and you're just going to zip tie that shut. And then that's going to keep all your wonderfulness that you don't want to get mixed in and ruin your meat, everything you don't want to get inside of your deer's cavity. That's going to keep everything in place. So at that point, you can just pull your butt out a little bit, take a knife, cut off right here at the edge, so that way it's still got a little bit of play, but there's nothing in here, and you're done. That's it. Then you go and you field dress the rest of your way. After you get your deer open and you have all your guts pulled out, this is going to pull right out from that canal, and it's really clean, it's really slick, and I like it. These are the original one. I've never used the original one. I've only used this one with the little splash guard, but they're both about 10 bucks a piece, and you can get them at a hardware store, at a sporting goods store, just about anywhere, even online. So I hope you learned something. Thanks for watching.